Welcome to this special conversation with an extraordinarily creative person, Dr. Shruti Nigudkar. Welcome, Shruti. With over 3 decades of experience as a designer, artist, academician, and leader, Dr. Shruti Nigudkar has left a profound mark on the field of visual arts and design. She is a respected voice in her field, no doubt. But beyond her formal roles, Dr. Shruti Nigudkar is also a poet, composer, and a singer. In this interview, Dr. Shruti Nigudkar shares her inspirations, experiences, challenges, and advice. It is actually my first interview for my channel Soul Spark. So, thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Shweta. It is a great pleasure to do this interview with you, especially since this is your first video and you have done a lot of work in your own domain. But you are starting this new journey with starting your own channel, and I'm very happy and I'm very glad that you have considered me for this interview. Thank you.
I will like to ask you, how would you define visual arts and design? And what are the core elements of these disciplines and how do they differ or overlap with related fields?
Okay, so this is a very important question for many, because many people are confused within these terminologies, these disciplines and areas. So you use two words, one is visual arts and the other you said was design. But basically, visual art sometimes is also called as fine arts. Okay, so it's an alternate word that can be used. Within fine arts, the picture is more clearer because there is a word called fine attached with the art. So essentially I will use fine art as a word when I say that it is an aesthetic expression, it is about conceptual depth, and it is also about personal storytelling, if I may say so, where fine art is more about aesthetic and conceptual self expression, whereas design is more about problem solving for others. It is about functionality, and it has then many other what do you say sub domains like graphic design, UI design, UX design, information design, maybe branding, environmental design, product design, so on so forth. In designing, anything and everything that you do is to solve a certain problem and come out with a solution that will work functionally for somebody specific. Now, if I have to talk about the core elements, then I can say that in visual arts or alternatively fine arts, expressing ideas, emotions, and perspective becomes important. Of course, this is done through the use of certain medium, you know, and then color, texture, space, composition, they all become part of it. There is definitely a conceptual depth to it, and an artistic intention is there. And also, as I said, there is a narrative and self expression is really very important. And if we have to look at the core elements of design, then I will say that functionality and usability are more prominent. Anything and everything you do is always user centric, and the minute the user will change, your approaches will change. The processes are a little different in fine art and design. uh, in design there is a lot of research, there is a lot of collaboration that happens, and it's a very iterative process where you go back and forth trying to solve that problem whatever you are considering. In visual arts also, there is definitely a kind of going back and forth, but that generally is between and within the artist himself more than anybody else. And then there is a lot of introspection and intuition that makes it very, very important. I have to say that there is a lot of overlap. There is visual language in both places, in especially in visual communication design and visual or fine art, as you may say. You have to think about the form, the color, the composition, etc. And then nowadays, with the digital tools, you will see that there is so much convergence in the use of tools, because both are using similar tools and media. Both are related to creativity, both are related to creative thinking, both are related to cultural awareness. And if you see, then there are certain areas which fall under both. Now, areas like animation, films, these are essentially interdisciplinary domains, and they will use both the design as well as fine art and visual art. If you see now in the emerging trends which are coming due to AI and intervention of the digital domains, there is a lot of blurring of lines between what is digital art, AR, VR, and in experiential designs. There is a lot of storytelling that is happening across, whether it is design or whether it is fine art. And then there is a lot of impact of what I will say, how the societies are getting built, especially the sustainability aspect, the engagement aspects across social media and all. So these are different things that are coming up.
How did your artistic journey begin? And where, uh, were there any early experiences, inspirations, or mentors that sparkled your interest in this field?
Yeah. Um, you have seen a lot of my journey right from childhood, but I will like to mention this, that yes, there have been many milestones, and definitely what I feel is that the family that I come from and also you come from, it's very artistic in its entirety. Our parents, mother as well as father, both were absolutely artistic. We went to a school called Jnana Prabodhini. I think that is also really very important. That school has brought out a lot of things which I feel have shaped my journey and definitely my path towards this profession. And being the school that Jnana Prabodhini is always allowing out of the box thinking for the students, always encouraging different ideas. I think these kind of initiatives and these kind of activities in the childhood, right at the home, in the school, I think they were very important in shaping me. And then I will say that the final push or the final uh, decision to get into this field of learning was when our elder sister Purva Keskar, now that time Purva Patwardhan, she was pursuing architecture, and she had mentioned that in her college there was another program called as GD Arts in applied art, and that made students and graduates get into advertising and design field. Dr. Prutha Patwardhan, one more sister, her friend had shown me what is taught there and how you get you know trained into becoming a person who can work in the advertising and design field. And that is something that got me to decide that yes, I want to do and get into this field. After actually getting in that field, in that college, every day was something that I enjoyed. My first job with Elephant Design, I must mention, one of the most prestigious design houses in Pune that time. That has also been really, really influential in my journey ahead, not only as a designer, but also as an artist.
Over the years, how has your journey evolved, both creatively and professionally?
Yeah, it's been amazing actually. Uh, Fortunately, I have double masters. One of my masters is in design, where it is in applied arts, so to say, and which is graphic design and visual communication design discipline. And my other master is in arts. And I feel that doing these both masters has been really, really important for me, because these are absolutely integrated subjects. Unfortunately, they are taught very differently, and I had that benefit of learning both in the college days, and get the degrees, and that has trained me in a very different way. I feel that has evolved my thinking, my personality, everything that I have thought after that in a very different way compared to people who only do either fine art or only do design. Then I will say that my continuous education that I have done, much of it even after my daughter was born, even when I was parallelly working full time, I have been able to do a lot of learning. Especially I did BFA in applied arts, I did MA painting, I did MA applied art, not MA, MFA applied arts, and then something called as diploma in art education. That was really, really, I think, useful for me and shaped the entire journey for me ahead. And that had very unique kind of subjects which were not part of my mainstream education, subjects like philosophy, subjects like psychology, and at a very higher level. So that was supposed to be a postgraduate diploma. So those subjects, I feel they have brought in a lot of richness to me, and a lot of mm, different perspectives have come in all my thinking after that. Obviously, I will say that teaching for so many years now, more than 30 years around, you know that has been the biggest milestone, I must say, because every year with different students coming from different backgrounds, every year coming students with better educational background, better advancement in the technology, because uh, they are kind of born in that era, and uh, keeping up with them and trying to teach them, it has been fully enriching journey for me, and it has taught me a lot. I think that has made me who I am there. I think apart from that, as I was learning, as I was teaching, there is one more thing that I did consistently in all my institutions where I worked, that was contributing to administrative work. Be it NAC, be it UGC, be it AICT, there are different norms that you need to follow. There are different assessment, what do you say, routines that you have to cater to. And I think they have opened up a bigger, larger picture for me of education as such in the whole. Being an academician is not only about knowing your own topic or being an expert in your own subjects. It is also about understanding the entire landscape of education. It is about understanding the learning processes and the changing environments, scenarios, the changing social realm, which allows you to become a better and better person, I feel.
What exciting opportunities do you see emerging for the newcomers?
There are both challenges as well as opportunities. I'll say first that the challenges that this new generation has is the problem of plenty. There is so much exposure, there is so much available, everything is made so easy, accessibility is really high. And so I think it puts a lot of pressure on the young generation, because in the midst of this chaotic plentifulness, coming out of your own original ideas, coming out of your own original artworks, I think it's really challenging for the young generation, because they are so bombarded with so many things that it's so easy to just take something and present it and say and start feeling also that this is something that I've done. I think that's the biggest challenge that this generation has. Whereas opportunities are concerned, I feel that uh, this generation, first of all, is um, blessed to be born in an era where technology is so advanced. So there are so many possibilities. The world has literally shrunk. If I have to make a video call in America, I can do it within a second. I can see everything across anywhere on the globe. I can connect with anybody across anywhere on the globe. So getting a job, uh, across the globe has become a great possibility. I mean, you're not stuck to the local market anymore. You have the entire world as your market. It's both challenging as well as it is both opportunities. What I feel is social media, the kind of platforms that are coming, the kind of visibility you can get, everything is increasing. It is giving you more and more possibilities, but with a challenge that now there is so much that you have to be able to focus and really understand what to do if you want to do the right things. So this is what I feel about this next generation.
I see around me many youngsters joining designing field. So we like to again, know more so that if someone is interested, they can explore more about it.
Okay, so as you know, there are these BDES programs, Bachelor of Design and MDES programs, and there are many different areas in which you can get these degrees. Let me list them for you. So one is graphic design. Sometimes it is also called as visual communication design. So there is subtle difference between the two, but yes, both these degrees are available. In both these degrees, what you get to work is in the communication design domain. Okay, be it branding, be it packaging, be it, these kind of things that you get to do, even social media and so many more things. You can also get into films, you can get into animation. So yes, there is a degree, specifically BDES degree, available in animation also. There is a degree available in user interface design, user experience design. There is a degree available in product design, game design, uh, interior design, and all these are BDES degrees. Within the product kind of design domain, you also have something called as industrial design. You have furniture design, you have automobile design, you can get into toy design. Packaging design is not necessarily only limited to visual design. It can also be about the structural design. Then there is fashion design, there is textile design, there is apparel design. Now, which design stream do I get in? Although all these design processes, in design domains, will follow certain processes. They are called as design frameworks or design thinking frameworks. So design thinking is at the core of everything. So somebody who wants to get into any kind of design, I feel right from school they should start doing some courses or some kind of dabbling into design thinking process. And these processes especially train you, they allow you to understand uh, identification of different problems, how to identify them, and how to methodologically, with certain methods, try and solve and come to certain solutions. Maybe we can do one session sometime again where I can explain to you all these different design areas and what is parallel, of course, and how they are different than each other.
Definitely, people like our viewers have got a very good idea of what design and all the diverse, things are there. And I'm sure we will need to do another session here only for that. And hopefully, we will do that. Before we end our interview, I will definitely want to ask you, what advice would you give to the new generation of artists and designers aspiring to build a career in this ever evolving field?
I will say that start experimentally, start exploring early in life. And I think this is more advice to the parents than the children, because, our education system, at least the way it is as of now, it's very structured, and where you have to follow a lot of what is being told to you and do things in the exact same way that is being asked to do. So I feel that exploring, making mistakes, learning from that, and being able to experiment different things is very, very important early in life. And I also feel that there are different things that you should try and do when you're young, because that will allow you to understand what you like to do. And whatever you do, I think putting 100% is very important, because that's where you really can uh, give something back to yourself from that job. Mm, It's very important to enjoy what you do. It doesn't matter how slowly you do it, it doesn't matter how fast you do it. It matters that you do it. That is what I feel. And that's my advice.
I think your words are really insightful. I'm really lucky and happy to take your interview today because this is the first interview for my channel, and I really thank you from bottom of my heart.
Wish you all the best and increasing success in all your endeavors. It has been wonderful talking to you. There are certain things that every time you talk to somebody, you start thinking about different things. And today's discussion has also given me food for thought going further. So thank you so much.
Thank you.